So, brief little recap of how I got to where I am right here. We're getting started on this console, of course. So what I did, started with basically a side piece that I was gonna, transform to the console shape. Floor and the front of the dash. Took cardboard here. That's pretty much your best way to make a template. So if you have to change any shapes or whatever, you can cut it easy, all that good stuff. But basically got this as the side piece. Once I got that shape and the way I wanted it, transferred this to a 3/4 inch piece of MDF. Made 2 of those, flush trimmed. Once I made one side, flush trimmed to the other side, and got basically the 2 exact pieces. So then I just basically filled the top part inside where the gear shifter is. Right now I got that screwed on, but there's basically a bracket, that piece of metal that goes across, that I drilled through a connecting piece of wood that I have tying this side and the other side of the console side piece together, so that it also keeps it true with the width to match the top. Put the 2 bolts in through the wood and in through the bracket of the metal up front. So that's what's going to hold that. And back here, I've tied these 2 together with a piece of wood that I've drilled 2 holes and countersunk down a bigger diameter through that same hole, so that I can put a nut down through 2 of the studs that came up that held the console from basically the original mounting spot. That was a good easy point of bolting that down. So got the front and the rear. Let's see. I have drawn out, as you see, a rough pattern up front. It comes to a point. iPad here. Let's see if I can. Also, I've been trying to get some stuff here organized. Got some shelves back there that keep some of the stuff off the floor and makes for some more floor room, I should say. But I got these Mike DeGuardo Voltmeter mounts. So this is his new ones. I can put a link down into the description to if y'all are interested. But I'm going to mount one on this side and one on that side. One's going to be for 12 volt, and one's for the 16 volt. So I'll have, of course, I can't run my mids and highs on 16 volt, so I still got to have my 12 volt side for that. So we're going to work the, basically put the iPad countersunk down in here. Work these in. I'm going to do all the switches right up top there. So yeah, trying to think. The theme of this console is gonna pretty much match the doors. You got this 1/8 inch plexi. That's what this is. Got the 1/2 inch piece of wood. I've been waiting to get another piece in because I'm working on as you see, using this template tape, just trying to get everything square. Rough cut it out with a jigsaw, but it's flat right now, of course. But if anybody knows the Tahoe build with that console, I gave it all those curves and everything by kerfing where I needed to. This one's only going to need cuts 2 places, so shouldn't be as difficult. But I can't go and make these cuts until I get that other piece of black plexi in, because I have to cut the flush trim it to the way this sits currently, and I can't, get the other, curved and in position and sturdied up and try to get that other piece the exact shape. So I'm just kind of hoping that it comes sooner or later, but in the meantime, working on this, and yeah, it should be interesting. But like I say, I wanted to just cover bases on, exactly what I got going on right there. If I can get through some of this console work here and get to this wall, I need to get another welder. Currently, the one I was using burned out on me. So, in the meantime, I've been doing these doors and working on this console. So, majority of those, that'll be out of the way. And then we can start throwing some baffles in this thing and working on another little surprise we got. So, yep. Like I say, coming along. Alright, people, we got this head unit / Clarion EQ holder that basically took the vents, cut those out from the factory mounting spot on the Jeep, and was left with basically a big long rectangle, which in this case fit perfect for this EQ. So basically what I got going on here is I cut to exact shape for the outer diameter of this piece to slide in there. As you see, it's pretty snug, almost fit in there without gluing. But of course, I basically went back here and ran a bead of CA glue all the way around in the corners. It's in there really good now. Let's see. What I'm going to do is tape off this front piece of the EQ, mount this in there, and start sanding on the edges at least to knock down the high points and all, but sand pretty much up to the outer perimeter of this. You're knocking down the MDF part. Then I'm going to go back and use some body filler, long strand, kitty hair, and run it up to the edges and everything to make it look smooth, transition from the outer edge of the EQ to the actual bezel piece itself. Pretty simple. Really didn't want to incorporate the EQ into the console because, of course, if I can put it up here and make that look clean, then why not? But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this and give you another little update in a second. Okay, got this plastered, taped off, that in there, letting this dry just a little bit. But you can see where I have ran it out to the edge and basically, just made a new little fiberglass piece for this EQ. So after this, I'm going to sand down and just get it as smooth as possibly can. I know up top here I've had that vinyl that was green, so I'm wanting to make this green around there too. So I don't know if I'm going to try to get this just smooth and wrap that green too, or just paint the entire thing green. Might just paint the entire thing green. So primered up, ready to sand down with some 220, and basically get ready for paint. Yeah, pretty simple. Like I say, backside there, simple enough. And I'm gonna, like I say, just throw this into the console video too, just because this was so simple and there ain't no point in, you know, making this a totally separate video. But if you got any questions on this, just let me know. I'll go ahead and take this in here. I'm gonna show you something that I plan on having to do, obviously. Alright, as you see, we got a lot of, in this case, junk to cut out now. We got this basically exhaust for the heat and air, that obviously I don't have AC no more for 2 reasons. No point when you got room for alternators, and yeah, the AC is just pointless pretty much in this case. But yeah, we are going to go in here and cut out that, keeping these little tabs for the clips to pop into place. But yeah, pretty simple, pretty simple. We like I say, gonna get next on this console. And with that being said, I'm going to take this. Let's see if I can't go over here and get this piece. Yep, there on the side. Alright, there's that. Take this side. More cardboard to save and paint on. How about that? Alright, so we got this one piece here of 1/8 inch plexi, the black. I'm gonna set this over here. All I'm gonna do is take this, tape it down. Well, obviously, get a rough cut with a jigsaw, and I'm cutting all the way around the perimeter, exact flush trim pattern of the MDF. All this in the middle staying the same, just like I did the door inserts up top for the bottom, actual mids and highs. But yeah, this is going to have the same little strategy I did for that. And when I get to this in a second, after I do this, I will show you what I'm going to be accomplishing with this. Alright. Alright, we took a break from that box. Now, yeah, talk about fun. We ended up bending this, well, I ended up bending this plexi. It was fun. So yeah, looking good, to be honest with you. I got to do some trimming, but nothing too bad, especially for trying to do what I did. But yeah, if you got any questions about this, how I went about it, I took a heat gun to this to see how it would work, and yeah, I probably could have used a torch on this and it worked a little better, but I didn't want to get too hot with it, but ended up bending quite well with the heat gun. But I had to work with it, and you just make sure that it's well heated before you actually go to try to bend it, and then it'll work for you. But yeah, the console is going underway good, so we'll keep it trucking. What up, peeps? All right, so we got this this console out of the Jeep. Couple reasons. I made this piece here and this piece here and this piece here separate, is so that I can unscrew them. Right now, as you see, I got that top piece, that piece, pretty much a whole bunch of layers going on. Right here, I'm going to be doing my switches. 7 of them they're just toggle switches, nothing crazy. 7 of them going to be occupied. I'm going to have 1 for later on. I'm going to have 1 for the cooling fans on the amp, or the amps. Sub amp turn on, mids amp turn on, engine fan, alternators, LEDs for the inside, and then LEDs for the wheels and the underglow. Now up here, I got some of these Mike Diaguardo voltmeters. I need 2 of them, 1 for the 12 volt, 1 for the 16. What I've done, as you see, there's a little 1/8 inch groove around there. Basically just put a piece of tape, found the location of the center point here above the iPad where I'm going to mount it, and I sprayed some paint down for the outside, so I know where to cut. And I'm going to cut using a jigsaw. This piece with the jigsaw, well, the way it's got to be cut into here, I'm probably going to use the jigsaw on this flat surface. I think I got enough room, since it's offset up here and ain't like down here, that I can cut this piece out and not have an issue. The iPad, I'm gonna unscrew this piece right here, and then I got something to lay on the table flat. Get the old router. What I'm going to do is, since that's an 1/8 inch, I'm going to set the height for that, plus the actual depth of the iPad itself. It's going to be that plus the depth going into here. So when I set the iPad in there, it's going to be flush, or as flush as I can get it with that piece there. Let's see, so yeah, I'm gonna probably give it about, well, obviously big enough for my hand to get in there to get the shifter, because a lot of people had questions about how am I going to shift this when I need to put it in park, reverse drive, whatever. This is going to be the access point for the shifter. So I have to take the iPad out, shift, put it in gear, and then set the iPad back in there. It's pretty simple. A nice little hidden way of doing it. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory for the rest here. I'm on a body fill. I'll get to that once I get these cut out and everything. But the plan is, once I got these holes and all, whatnot cut out, I'm gonna have to set this piece back on here. Then I'm gonna take a flush trim on the old, where the hell is that? Right here, like I've done in the past, and have to go up from behind and give it old easy smooth trim so it flush trims to that piece, because my main goal is not to shatter what I'm going to be cutting into that's on this piece, if that makes sense. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm about ready to do. Cut this out, and should do it. Okay, I have cut the voltmeter spots. And what I've done now is got this taped. This is one of my cutouts that I saved. Tape this down to the actual table, and then I tape this piece down to the piece of wood. So got something sturdy to work off of. Now I'm gonna fire up that router, and we're gonna see how close we can get this outline and everything routed out. Might use a straight edge if I got the room. We'll just have to see and see how it goes. Okay, alrighty, now we got that cut out. Of course, those got the top pieces for the voltmeters. Let's see if I can't get this thing focused a little bit. Of course, I ain't gonna put them all the way in there. And keep in mind, it's gonna be an 1/8 inch raise everywhere. Especially for these right here. They're going to sit above the acrylic. Let's see, I'll give you an idea with this iPad. Got this screen protector on it that's super dirty. And of course it sits in there pretty flush. And keep in mind, 1/8 inch above. So nothing's going to be sticking out. Of course, I left that little 1 inch edge so that I could use I probably use some of the template tape to hold it in place. Just a couple little pieces on the corner, nothing crazy. But yeah, that should, or it might just hold in place, you know, without any. We'll just have to see, test it with the base, but yeah, now that we got this set up, we are going to put the other piece back on the plexi, and we're gonna do some trimming from the back side. We're gonna cut majority out, and then basically run that little piece that I told you, the 1/4 inch air tool flush trim bit, and try to get these holes cut to match the 1/8 inch acrylic, and let's not mess up, because that's a lot of work to try to redo bending and everything. But hopefully it goes good. Wish me luck on that. Okay, so before I finish this right here and go all the way through with it, I'm gonna show you what I've done. Okay, of course, with the last little clip, I said I was gonna take this here with the flush trim on top. I actually even grinded the sacrificed this bad boy to not be able to take that bearing off, so that I could get in this iPad slot as far down as I could. But luckily, I know it looks like it's a scratching it with all this, but all I'm gonna do is blow it off, wipe it down easy so that there's nothing to scratch it. That's the trick to it, really. You don't want to like rub with one of these pieces of debris. But got the top two, got these 8 right here, golden. As you see, got a straight line there that I'm going off of. Just got to make a few more swipes, and hopefully it doesn't crack and throw it off onto this piece that, you know, will be shown. So got to take your time on this. It's going good so far, just as I planned. It's the first time I actually tried this little routine that I'm going about doing. Other than that, I just gotta get this thing fully cut out and do something right here. Probably cut up in here for that the cord, you know, to run and route, because the iPad's just gonna sit in there. I can pull it out, give it some slack. I'll plug it back in, put it in place. Should sit in there nicely with it hidden by the acrylic. But yeah, should be good to go on that. Okay, peeps. Got the, of course, that all trimmed out. Took this piece back, taped off the edge of this all the way around, getting that so that this part don't stick. Got that side, of course, taped, screwed in. Finding the location to mimic that side over there currently with this one. Just got that double-sided tape holding these two together. Once I find my exact spot for this, I'm gonna drill using the countersink drill bit. Same place, one there, one there, one down there, just holding in place pretty much is what that task or the objective of that is. I'm gonna go ahead and tape this off, get it to that other side. Then once I get it to that other side, then it's all a matter of starting to throw some short strand kitty hair down with the fiberglass, well, the body filler, and sand away, right? So yeah, got it going good there. The hardest part, personally, that. I don't know how the hell I did it without chipping something that would show, but it is what it is. But yeah. Okay, got this, got it in place. Got the both sides taped off, screwed in. Looking nice now. Just a matter of laying some body filler. Well, I use this right here, Yeah, and then I'm gonna figure out which little flow like I did up here. Got this going on. I'm gonna see how I can tie this point and this point right here together. Make it look like it's got some nice curves. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video for this first update because I know a lot of people probably want to see. And I've been slow on this. Sorry about that, guys. I just, but especially with something like this, it kind of helps me in a way think things through when I take my time. I know that the time it's taken is a little long for what it should be, but seeing this being my personal build and everything, I can come up with new ways of you know, to make it easier on me when I have the time to think it through. If I stopped right now and thought about it throughout tonight or tomorrow some before I got working on it again, I might come up with another plan or an idea, so it ain't just all from start to finish. Got to get this done, you know. So that helps out with this and the outcome of how it's going to look. But I appreciate y'all watching. Like I say, if any questions y'all have, just let me know in the comments. I'm gonna pull this out, start body filling the around the outside, and try to get y'all another video to come here, and be on to the console be done and on to the next thing, which shall be that wall. So heck yeah.